Most farmers lose turkeys to sickness because they don't know the simple organic remedies already growing around them. Today, I'm sharing the 5 most effective and efficient organic medications you can use for your turkeys to reduce costs and cure your animals from various types of diseases. I'll show you how to use them, how to mix them or use them individually, and the diseases that they cure. The last thing I'll talk about will be a bonus and you don't have to miss it. So the first one I'll be talking about is the scent leaves. The scent leaves, locally called nunum. Nunum, yes, it has a very, very hard smell. The scent leaves is a natural antibiotic and also a decongestant. That is, it eases respiratory infections. When your turkey is not breathing very well, or sometimes when the weather is very cold, you see that the turkeys will be having nostril infections and bacterial infections. The scent leaves actually fight against these diseases and it's very, very effective. Just squeeze the water out of it. You see, you can just squeeze it with the normal traditional one. You use a stone to crush it and squeeze the water out of it, or you can use a blender. Then you use the blender to squeeze the water out of it. After squeezing the water out of it, then you add it to their drinking water. That is the extract from the scent leaves. You add it to their drinking water for 3 to 5 days. For 3 to 5 days. The coryza, when they are having coryza, don't worry yourself to buy them any antibiotics from any stores. Just put some of the scent leaves inside their water and allow them to inhale some. Inhale some. You can rub the scent leaf on their head and on their eyes. Then allow them to inhale some through their nostrils too for 3 to 5 days, and the turkeys will be looking very, very active and start their normal activities again. Now the second one is the cocoyam leaves. A lot of people think the cocoyam leaves is just something we use to feed them and that is it. No. The cocoyam leaves actually can help cure diarrhea very fast. Also, it cures nutritional deficiency. You see, sometimes your animal will be looking slow, it's not growing, it's eating very well, but it's not growing, and you see that it's lacking a lot of nutrients. The cocoyam leaves actually restores the nutrients and heals the nutritional deficiency that the animal is going through. Sometimes you see that the animal is not growing very well, especially young ones. You see, as they grow up, then the growth will be sluggish along the line. You will see that this animal, it has kept long. Why is it still not growing that much? It means it's suffering from nutritional deficiency. That is, it's not able to utilize the nutrients it's getting from whatever the animal is eating. So this is how you prepare it, or this is how you serve it to the birds so they can have maximum absorption of the cocoyam leaves. You just boil the raw cocoyam leaves. You don't give it to them like the normal way. You just drop them, then they will be pecking on it. No, you just boil it slightly. After boiling it, then you give it to the birds. The birds that are having diarrhea, if they are having diarrhea, just boil it a little bit and give it to them in the morning, afternoon, and in the evening. And you see their stool will start forming up and becoming solid. Yes, and the ones with nutritional deficiency, you can boil and give it to them. Then give them the raw one, the raw green ones too. You just plug them, cut them into smaller pieces. You cut them into smaller pieces so that you can be picking them up. You don't give them their feed. When you give them feed in the morning, in the afternoon, then you give them the cocoyam leaves, the cut ones. You cut them into smaller pieces, then you give it to them, then they eat. They will be looking just fine and grow very healthy, that you wouldn't need to buy any medications for them. Now the next one is the bitter leaf, bonwen. Bitter leaf, locally we call it bonwen. This medicine or this leaf is very, 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 very necessary or important to have on your farm. You can just cut a stick of it and just put it inside the soil and it will grow. They grow very well too. It is a very important medication that you should have on your farm. It cures a lot of diseases, a wider range of diseases, from diarrhea to coryza to loss of appetite, immune booster. And this medicine is very, very good that we should all have on our farms. The bitter leaf. When they are having fowl pox, you can just mash it or squeeze the water out of it, then rub it on wherever the fowl pox is. Rub it on the head, everywhere. And if they're having coryza, or when their eyes, you are seeing the whitish thing on their eyes and they can't open their eyes, or their eyes is closed, or the eye is spoiling, just squeeze the water, drop it inside their eyes. Drop the water, the drop inside their eyes, and rub it on their eyes. After that, you can just mash a little bit of it, put it inside their mouth, then allow them to swallow it. You can equally blend it using a blender. Then you add it to their drinking water morning and evening. That is when they are having diarrhea, or you are seeing some symptoms of dullness and any other unusual symptoms that is going on your farm. Just add it to their drinking water, blend it and extract the water from it, then add to their drinking water. The bitter leaf, I can't emphasize how good or how efficient the bitter leaf is enough. It is really a natural immune booster. When you give it to them, they fight against diseases naturally. Their animals are able to fight against diseases, and you will hardly see your animals getting affected or attacked by diseases. The bitter leaf. Take note, the bitter leaf. And you can also store the bitter. You can dry the leaves. Then grind it or blend it into a powder form. Then put it inside a container. You just keep it inside a container, then be mixing it with their feed. With this one, you can store it for about a year. If the bitter leaf is not close to you, you have to go very far and pluck it and bring it. Then this is how you have to use it and store it. It is very, 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 very efficient and very potent that we should all have on our farms. The next one we'll be talking about, I've spoken about it in my previous video before, and it is no other leaf than the pawpaw leaf. A natural immune booster, antioxidant, and also a good dewormer for your turkeys. And it's not just the leaves, it's also the seeds, the pawpaw seeds. You can dry it, blend it, then store it and be mixing with their feed to deworm them. The leaves too, you can give it raw to the turkeys, and when they eat it, it's also a dewormer for them. The only difference between the pawpaw leaves and the seedlings as dewormer and the artificial one is the artificial one works very fast faster. But this one, when you wait till the die minute and the animal is almost dying and you go and give it to them, it acts slow. So the animal might die. Yes. But when they are there, you have to deworm them every month. The pawpaw leaf and the seedlings can be a very effective medication to deworm them every month. And the other ones, when you give pawpaw leaves to your animals, they fight against diseases naturally. It's a natural immune booster that can help your animals fight diseases. It also increases their growth rate. When an animal too is sick and it is recovering and you give it the pawpaw leaves, it helps increase the recovery rate. So the animal will recover very, very, very fast. It also reduces stress. It helps the animal reduce stress. You see, sometimes the animal, you'll be catching them, they will be going, they will be running, they will be fighting, they will be mating and all that. All that is very stressful for them. Sometimes the weather condition, it might be very cold or very hot. And that all is a very stressful process for the animals to go through. And if you don't take care, it will affect their egg laying or their productivity. So when you give them the pawpaw leaves, it restores or it reduces the stress that they go through and makes them produce effectively for your farm. Last but not the least, it is actually the king of natural medicine. This one is the topmost natural medicine that you can ever find. That is the Moringa leaves. A lot of people have heard about Moringa leaves, and trust me, it is the best medication on the planet that I know. And everyone can testify or attest to the fact that Moringa leaves is very, very good for both humans and animals. Now let's look inside the Moringa leaf. The Moringa leaf can actually help improve immunity. The growth rate, it has a very high protein content. And when you feed your animals with Moringa leaves, they grow very, very fast and very big. Yes, as their immunity grows, then the animals too grow very well. They grow very well, have very good, bright feathers. You see, I've planted Moringa leaf right on my farm, and it's growing very well, and I feed it to them occasionally. It is a very good one you should get on your farm. It's not difficult to plant. You just cut the stick and you just put it inside the soil and it will grow. And recovery from sickness. When you give Moringa leaf to your animal that had a cut or went through a disease that almost took its life, or any other disease, when you give Moringa leaves to the animal, it helps them recover faster. It increases the rate at which the animal recovers. General infections, any other infection, the general infection from respiratory, from digestive tract infections and other general infections can also be cured by the Moringa leaf. The Moringa leaf also help reduce stress very, very, very much. It also contains antioxidant qualities and it helps reduce stress very, very, very much. It reduces stress to the minimum when you give Moringa leaves to your animals. It also helps boost their immunity. It's also a natural immune booster. These medicines that I've spoken about are very, very, very good and efficient medications. Now, this is how you give the Moringa leaves to your animals. You can either feed it to them raw, like you just pluck it and you give it to them. But sometimes they don't eat that much when you do it like that. So you just dry them under a shade. Yes, then you blend it and put it inside a nice container. The Moringa leaves, as we all know, that is how we store them. You can store it for a very, very long time. You put it inside the container, then cover it nicely and be mixing it with their feed. or if you are preparing your feed, then you put some inside the feed and you mix it as you prepare your feed. You see, these are natural and organic medications, so they don't really have a prescription like that. Yes, but you can use just a layman idea or anything to do the measurement. Yes, you can't overdose them with these natural leaves. How much are you going to get that you'll be going to overdose them with it? It's a natural medication, so but we should be cautious how sometimes these medications can be fed to them naturally in a normal day. On a normal day, you can be just feeding it to them like normal feed. You are giving greens to them. That is where the caution comes in. You don't have to just every day then you are giving it to them every day because they are medications every day. No. You'll be worrying them. So you give it to them in moderations when you are feeding it to them like frequently. Now the bonus is this mixture, ginger and garlic. Just get ginger, garlic, mix them together. You either blend or use apotoyua, then mash it. Then you add it to their drinking water morning and evening. It is a very good immune support. It helps support the immune system very much. And when your animals are eating and finding it hard to digest their feed, the ginger and garlic will help them digest their feed. And it is also a natural antibiotic that most people use on their farm. It is a very, very effective antibiotic. If your animal is suffering from any disease and you need to buy antibiotic, just use the garlic and ginger. Thank you for watching.